To raise quickly, this matter was referred to a committee by yourself to interrogate. You see, we want roads to be fixed, we want service delivery to happen in various ways. We must be able to interrogate the question of borrowing. Our debt burden is about 100 trillion shillings and continues to grow. The reason these matters are sent to committees is for the committee to interrogate a couple of things. The agreement, because many times people in government enter into problematic agreements. We've seen that in committees. That's the place of the committee to interrogate and then advise this house. Is this the best option to take? Is this the best place to borrow this money from? Or whatever the case might be. But we are learning the committee did not be able to do this work. Maybe through you, Right Honourable Speaker, the committee needs to help us understand what happened. Because you referred this matter to the committee, I've interacted with some members of the committee who say they have been waiting for the chairperson to invite them for a committee meeting, and that has not happened. So we don't know if the committee leadership has abdicated its responsibility on this matter, Right Honourable.
Honourable LoP, we are the leaders of these committees plus government chief whip, and this house will not be delayed from working because we don't have very active committee members like Nathan. We don't have those whatever, but let Honorable Bua come up. Just a minute.
Madam Speaker, I want procedure. Madam Speaker, I want you to go for training school. Relax. Procedure is...
Thank you, Right Honourable Speaker.
Right Honourable Speaker, this housekeeping will be very important for us. Firstly, we want roads, government. We want roads in northern Uganda, in western Uganda, in eastern Uganda, in central Uganda. So on that issue, we are at par. This Kampala in which we operate is a mess. We want it fixed. So on that, we are at par. We want the roads fixed. But for the good of our housekeeping, Right Honourable Speaker, and you have mentioned these committee chairpersons are under this August House, we want to make sure there gets to be no repeat of the same. The government chief whip has told us that the leadership of the committee informed him that they were not available. Right Honourable Speaker, this house is under your leadership, supervised by yourself. When a member is to be away for one reason or another, if it is a member on my side, they'll inform me, but they'll inform the speaker as well. Likewise for all the leaderships. Recently, there was a training for one of the accountability committees. Some members did not show up, and you took stern action. You were angry, and rightly so. Because if something has been prepared and committee members don't show up, action should be taken. Right Honourable Speaker, the leadership of this committee has taken this parliament for granted. Because you have not told us they wrote to you or informed you and you cleared them. The government chief whip is saying they were not available. What does it mean they were not available?
Thank you.
How do we take action? I think we must take action, Right Honourable Speaker.
Thank you.
So that we don't keep being taken for granted. The rules, yes, can be suspended. There's a place for that. But they should not be suspended just because we have unserious leaders.
Honourable member, the chairman of the committee, Honourable Ikojo John Bosco, is unwell. He wrote to me. But then, where are the others?
Mr. Speaker, I want to thank you for your communication. Firstly, it was about the roads. I'm glad that we are on the same page even with colleagues now. A couple of months ago, Honourable Speaker, we were here talking about the shambolic state of our roads in Kampala and different parts of the country. Some colleagues said we were politicizing these matters. But the reality is that our roads are in a mess. During our alternative ministerial policy statement presentations, specifically the one on roads, we said, look, let's inject more money to fix our roads, to maintain our roads. That has got to be done. And Honourable Speaker, while some roads are in bad state, there are some roads that are totally impassable. Some districts in this country, one cannot easily cross over from one district to another because the roads are totally impassable. Where there is meant to be a bridge, the bridge broke down a long time ago. And so there is a total disconnect between one district to another. We need to fix these issues. When we talk about them, colleagues, stop saying this is politics. It is not politics, because we are all affected. We hope that government will wake up to the reality to fix these issues. Honorable Speaker, I want to again join you in, I don't know whether to congratulate colleagues that went through their processes successfully. And the reason is we are waiting for them around the corner. So enjoy that win while it lasts, because we are surely waiting for you around the corner. But I also want to commiserate and console those that did not make it. May the good Lord strengthen you. Honorable Speaker, you see, it's important for our electoral processes, first of all, to be violence-free. We've been talking about colleagues that survived violence, Honorable Ssenyonyi and others. The Prime Minister was slapped or punched or both. But at least she's alive, right, Honorable Speaker. There are several people who died during these NRM primaries in various districts. And we are yet to see justice prevail. You know, many times people die, people are killed, and we easily move on. This has got to stop. And so for me, I condemn this. Even though those that died are NRM supporters, they are Ugandans. And we hope that whoever participated in these killings gets to be brought to book. Because if that does not happen, right, Honorable Speaker, we are going to see a repeat or even worse in the upcoming general elections. So action has got to be taken. Because if that doesn't happen, those who killed, now that was just during the NRM primaries, at the grand scale, it's probably going to be worse. We have got to condemn this, and action has got to be taken. Honorable Speaker, we have said severally that it's important for our electoral processes, our democratic processes, to exude integrity. And some colleagues laugh at those issues and say, well, you opposition people, each time you talk about those, it's because you're always losing. I saw powerful people, I saw ministers crying, saying I have been rigged out. These are things that we have always talked about. Of course, now it's happening in your home, but that's what happens nationally. We need to work towards electoral process integrity. And look, even the current laws, and we are waiting for the regulations coming from the Minister of Justice. But you see, even our current jurisprudence as it is, if we were to follow it to the letter, our laws don't allow, for example, for the military to get involved in electoral processes. That's the law as it exists today. But the military keeps getting involved at every turn. We saw what happened in the Kawempe by-elections. That has got to stop. That doesn't have to wait for amendment of a certain law or whatever. It's already a law in place. Can we execute it that way? So colleagues on this side, whenever we talk about these things, and some of you, perhaps not all of you, some of you say, well, opposition, you're crying as usual. That's what happens. When a boat is sinking, no one is safe in a sinking boat. No one. And that's what is happening now. So you need to join us to say, we need to have integrity in. I was saying that all of us have got to speak in unison, that we need to have integrity in our democratic processes. Because when it happens to us and you laugh about it, it's going to come. Because when this boat is sinking, regardless where you are seated, you know, I'm told in these cruises there is first class, also business, economy. Even if you're in the business of first class of that sinking boat, you will sink. The minister is asking for clarification. With the speaker's permission, I can take the clarification.
Yes,
let me
Minister.
Take it. Right, Honorable Speaker, I want to thank the LoP for giving me this opportunity to seek clarification. He has kept on alluding on a boat which is sinking. Can I get to know from him, is it the NOP vote? A NOP boat? Yeah.
I can clarify. The primaries where people have been killed, including members here being bruised, were NRM primaries.
Honorable members.
So I think I've clarified. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Honorable members will not discuss issues, as I said before, the internal processes. Now, the internal processes, leave it to the party. Yes, Honorable both.
Honorable Speaker, a short while ago, before the good minister came in, we had an interaction about the road situation countrywide. Your guidance was that we shall tether the many complaints that have come through with his statement and give it adequate time, perhaps tomorrow. I don't know whether that gets to happen now, because it would also be good we get to interact with his document and get set. There were numerous questions for you here, especially from the side on which you sit, so that we get ready and put all these issues to the Honorable Minister.
Honorable members, can we have this report uploaded? We studied it, and we had the specifics that members raised. Then we request you, Honorable Minister, to come and respond to the specifics that we raised, and then also present the report, and maybe make an amendment to your report according to what members asked. Yes,
Speaker, it's good we are discussing this very critical matter. I did watch that documentary, I saw it myself. Very grotesque images and stories of our young people who leave this place to go and seek employment. Eventually they are hoodwinked, because many of them are taken. You're going to work as a security guard, you're going to work in a restaurant, in whatever the case might be, and they end up in an illegal, coercive prostitution ring where they are sexually abused. It is the responsibility of government to care for Ugandans here and Ugandans abroad. I'm actually surprised that government has not come out to communicate to the country about this situation and what they are doing. We had expected that that should have happened with immediacy, so that we know you are in charge, so that we know you are concerned about these young Ugandan people. Government has not done that yet. I don't know why. Many of our young people who go for these jobs come back in body bags. We see them crying out, saying, government help us, okay, at the very least, to transport the body back. Government doesn't do that. We don't understand why. Honorable Speaker, as we are demanding for a statement from government, we want it to be a lot more action-oriented, even before the statement. Can we see government begin to take steps to protect these Ugandan citizens? Because you see, a number of them go through these farms that are registered by you, government. They export them, externalize them to wherever, and then they end up in this confusion. We want to see action. But most importantly, Honorable Speaker, the bigger issue we need to resolve as a country, that we need to work hard towards, is finding a remedy to youth unemployment. The 2024 population and housing census, National Population and Housing Census, showed that between the age of 18 and 30, 16.1% of those young people are unemployed. What's even more bothersome is that those who are employed are either underemployed, they're doing very odd work that only enables them transport. What they earn is simply enough for transport. It doesn't include feeding, they can't get where to stay, and that's the challenge we have on our hands. So any young person is desperate to go and work wherever. So when they hear of an opportunity, they will run quickly to go and board the plane, unfortunately for them to come back in body bags. That's something we need to resolve and remedy as a country. But now that we have this at hand, we want to see action from government taking quick steps, so that a few months down the road we are not hearing stories of other girls being brought in body bags. Thank you.
Speaker, when this documentary came out, the Prime Minister directed the Minister for Labour to investigate the matter and actually even update Cabinet in the coming days, but also take some action. So government is already in action in terms of investigating the matter and making sure that we prevent this to happen even to other Ugandans. Regarding whether government should take over the process of externalization of labor, I think we are doing it better with private companies, as long as government has a hand in sieving out who is doing this. On the issue of the bill, the minister, as he makes a statement, he will also be able to update the House on how far the bill has gone. Thank you.
Honorable, thank you for granting this indulgence. Firstly, to join you in welcoming my colleagues, some of our leaders from Western Uganda, led by the NUP Deputy President in charge of Western Uganda, Madam Julie Jacqueline Tukamushaba. Thank you for welcoming them. One of those people is going to be standing against the Right Honorable Thomas Taebwa. Such is democracy. But the indulgence I was seeking, Right Honorable.
Is that why you asked for space?
No. that was just a quick preamble. But what I'm seeking your indulgence about, a matter that is very urgent, Right Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, school term has opened this very week, and we have a challenge. UNATU, the teachers' union, has called for a sit-down strike. They are concerned about salary disparities, commitments made to them by government over the years that have not been fulfilled. And these teachers are saying, let's lay down our tools because our engagements with government have not brought through any fruit. A few teachers have gone to school. They are saying, let's teach because it's the end of term, let's not disorganize the students. But others are saying, look, it does not make sense for me to go and teach other people's children. Mine cannot go to school because I cannot afford. These are very critical concerns. This is the closure term where assessments get to be made, people get to be promoted or otherwise. Can government help us understand what they are doing about this? And my hope, because in the past, Right Honourable Speaker, when there have been such strikes, government comes and they are intimidating these teachers. I saw today the acting RDC of Kumi, one James Chiomia. He has threatened to arrest all the teachers in Kumi who are on strike. That's unacceptable. Completely unacceptable. Government, you normally say, you teachers, be patriotic, go and teach. Well, you be patriotic first by fulfilling the commitments you made to these teachers. It's an alarming issue. Government needs to tell us what are they doing about that right now. Thank you. Speaker, we have done a lot of borrowing lately. And that keeps spiking our debt burden very problematically. It keeps soaring. And I don't want to pour cold water on the justification for the loan. Yeah? Water, sanitation, and so on. Good projects. But these deep-seated issues have got to be addressed too. I have mentioned severally here the challenge with some of the loans that we approve. Projects fail to kick off. They are riddled with corruption. You don't get quality value for money. Two, we approve many loans here, Right Honourable Speaker, and they remain undisbursed. According to the Auditor General's report, as of December last year, 16.4 trillion shillings is what we had on our financial records worth of undisbursed loans. This is money we borrow, and we are just not ready. Meanwhile, the lender is going to charge you commitment fees. And again, according to the Auditor General's report, which I encourage members to read, we paid as of end of last year over 70 billion shillings. Why? Why are we doing that? It does not make sense at all. Honourable Speaker, you see, let me point to two now technical issues after having mentioned those general ones. The minister is denying what we have in our rules, Rule 162.5b, the list of financing options to be considered when identifying a creditor. It doesn't matter that the project is ongoing. You're now on phase 2. There was an earlier creditor, ADB. You have moved away from ADB. Why? What are the new options? Now that you're moving away from ADB, you needed to avail those options. You cannot run away from it by saying, this project is already ongoing, there's already a contract, and so on. You have moved away from your earlier creditor. That has got to be explained. You cannot run away from it. Two, Right Honourable Speaker, and I'm sorry I might sound a bit pedantic, but it's important. Rule 214, you have been quoting that rule, Right Honourable Speaker. Part of the provision of that rule is for a requirement of 1/3 of all members of the committee to have signed the reports. That threshold has not been met by both the majority report and the minority, because you have 16 and 2. The total members of the committee are 56. So the 1/3 in proper month is supposed to be 19. That's 18. It's less of one, but I'm saying we need to tick those little boxes too. They might be little, but those are our rules. Here is...
Honorable Ssenyonyi, that when they were applauding, they had not yet reached, but the report they gave to me has the signatures, and I can give you my copy. You will verify, members sign.
Maybe if you can help us so that it's not just
yes.
me, Right Honorable Speaker, how many? Because the report that we...
I have 17 members on the main report and 2 members on the minority report, making it 19 members.
Then we need to see, Right Honorable Speaker, with your guidance, how this gets to be sorted. At what point do we get to know these are the members that have signed? Because what is uploaded, what we do have, has got less. But then along the way, they forward to the Speaker another one. But here, away from that...
Just let me make it easy. You will upload the one where you have all the signatures, so that it goes on record.
I'm glad you have clarified that.
Yeah.
Here is what's even more bothersome regarding this quorum thing. Rule 25 provides that for us to take a vote on any question, like we are about to, we should have 1/3 of all the members who are entitled to vote. That's a number of 177 members. Honorable Speaker, I doubt we have got that number here. Again, I was saying, yes, sometimes they say online, maybe we can be guided. How many people are online so that we see how many are online, but also to access online, there is a procedure of how somebody gets to be ticked that you attended online. So that we tick all these boxes. You see now, you're running away from the boxes we must tick, the procedural issues to do with this loan. You also want to run away from our house procedures. Why? What exactly are we in a hurry to try and do? Why do we not follow the law if you want to get these loans approved? Thank you.
Yeah, honorable colleagues, I can see the numbers that I have online and the numbers I have here, because I had already also checked, they are not sufficient enough. So I won't put the question on this, but that won't stop us from debating and all that. So,
before coming here, I passed by hospital.
Honorable members, first join me in congratulating the Speaker. The deputy.
We did, and we joined in again.
I didn't hear you must congratulate the Deputy Speaker. This is a big achievement for this Parliament. Yes.
Honorable Speaker, we do send our congratulations to the Right Honorable Deputy Speaker, and we shall also reach out to him individually in that regard. Honorable Speaker, I was saying that before I came to the House this afternoon, I passed by hospital to visit a journalist called Miracle Ibra. He's a top television journalist who was brutalized yesterday. His eye was shattered. Yesterday we went for the nomination of my party's candidate, one Arias Luimbazi Nalukola, for the Kawempe North by-election. Honorable Speaker, after the nomination...
Switch on. Switch on.
Honorable Speaker, the candidate was assaulted, taken away. A couple of people were picked up and others brutalized. This particular journalist was descended onto by men in JAT uniform. JAT is Joint Anti-Terrorist Task Force. These are people who are meant to go out there and deal with terrorists. They descended on this journalist who was fully branded as a journalist with his camera and beat him up with batons, shattered his eye and broke bones around his face. The doctors are not sure that his eye will see again, whether it will recover. They are struggling to deal with that situation. Honorable Speaker, one, I think government needs to tell us what the exact role of JAT is. I don't know what they're doing in a by-election, but also, what are we doing going after journalists doing their job? The other day, the Right Honorable Prime Minister said that I normally make government look bad. And then she actually used the word that is not in the English dictionary. She said, I'm always dirtying government. But there are things that government does that makes it look dirty on its own without my help and without anyone's help. I don't even know if the Minister for Information and government generally has reached out to this journalist to establish the goings on and ensure that he gets proper treatment. Honorable Speaker, we have got laws in this country. For the umpteenth time, I want to implore government to follow these laws. If it is keeping law and order, police has got to do that. And again, within the confines of the law. So we would want to understand what is gov't doing, being involved in such a process. Why are they picking up people, beating them up, beating up journalists who are doing their job as a journalist? Their weapon is a camera.
Government.
Thank you. Thank you, Madam Speaker. The Right Honorable Prime Minister yesterday but one made a statement when the leader of opposition made a statement here. What he's saying, we sympathize with the person who has been injured, and also to note that some of these actions are not sanctioned by government, but also it is important. You can imagine now, it's important that when you come on the floor of the House, you come at least with some details so that we know where to start from. Like now, you are claiming that these people who beat this person are members of gov't. How can now government know at this material time whether this was a police person, whether it was a goon, or something else? So it's important, Madam Speaker, that we take, while this House is a place where we should represent our people. While this House is a place we should represent our people.
It is a place of record.
It's a place of record. It's a place of action. You are not going to come and say gov't people or police or military. We don't know, but we shall cross-check what happened.
Honorable LoP, it is very, very unfortunate. It is very, very unfortunate that whatever happened to the gentleman in hospital, that is regrettable. But what we need to find out, because nobody is above the law, what we need to find out, who in particular, because I believe there are other people, there were other journalists who were there. There could be somebody who could have taken a picture of the person who brutalized the patient. Let's have that information, and then we make a follow-up of that information, and we take action. I mean, government cannot sanction and say, go and brutalize so and so. Who is that person to be brutalized?
I appreciate you, Right Honourable Speaker, for that guidance. You see, for us, normally what we require is that government takes swift action against these fellows who operate outside the law. Then people will know you are cracking down. Now, regarding information about all of that, government came to this parliament and was appropriated billions of shillings to put CCTV cameras within town. So I had expected government, through the Minister of State here, to say, we are going to immediately follow up this matter, because you have got CCTV cameras, as opposed to going on quick defense.
Honorable.
And I can also direct you to the hospital where he is. He's in Zambia Hospital. He's called Miracle Ibra.
Honorable, he who alleges must prove beyond reasonable doubt. You have said it is government and it is gov't. Please bring. I mean, we must put these people to where they belong. We must hold these people accountable. Because if it is true that these gov't people did all this, why would they beat that young man? Why? That is a question we are asking, why? And where did the incidents take place from? Kawempe. Honorable Minister, maybe you need to check it out with the internal affairs. If you have the cameras there, we could be able to find out.
Madam Speaker, we shall follow up and action will be taken because security agencies are supposed to protect the citizens of Uganda, the territorial integrity of the country. So we shall follow up, and certainly we shall visit also the journalist who was injured.
Honorable Minister, please take time off and visit the journalist who was beaten and give us a feedback, and we see how best can be handled in the public.